Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Hey, let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate you stopping by. Today's beer comes from Treehouse Brewing. This is their, that's what she said. And I say that all the time, guys. I said it a couple of days ago. When I say something that I probably shouldn't be saying, and then I'll say, that's what she said. But anyway, this is not a huge beer, guys. This is a 5.6%er. This was sent to me by Christian, and on the Treehouse Beers, he writes, his wife Sarah and his father Sean and him picked these beers up. That's what she said, as single shot at separate times from the brewery within a week when they were canned. This one has a bunch of writing. They have a big dating machine because they've got like 4 lines of stuff written on here. It says it squeaks when you bang it. Michael Scott, 0327 of 19. So this is a March 27 of 19, and we're into August. This is August 28th. So this beer's got a few months on it, and it's a low ABV beer, like I said, at 5.6%, but it is a milk stout, so still should be tasty, guys. It says here, we're excited that you are holding a Treehouse Brewing Company's carefully crafted milk stout. That's what she said. TWSS has distinctive notes of milk chocolate, fresh roasted coffee, caramel, and even a hint of smoke. We call it the Adult Chocolate Milkshake. It is the result of our uncompromising dedication to fresh, progressive, delightful beer. We hope you enjoy it with laughter, good cheer, and the company of those you love. So, in this one, looks like a printed up can, so I hate to see that. They could just as soon do a plain Jane silver can and put a stick-on wraparound label instead of having these cans printed up to add cost to the beer, and it's going to be thrown away or recycled. So I hate that. And if the AB changes from batch to batch, they have to have different ones printed up, or they can just have different labels printed up and use the same plain Jane can. So I hate to see when breweries do that. I just as soon see a plain Jane can with a stick-on wraparound label. That means they're concentrating on what's inside the can, that instead of printing up a bunch of fancy artwork cans that, like I said, gonna be thrown away or recycled. And anyway, I do appreciate Christian and his dad Sean and Christian's wife Shara for picking these up and sending them to me. They've all been very, very tasty. He sent me a very, very nice beer mouth package, and they've all been pretty damn tasty. Especially when I get stuff from Trillium and New Park and Trillium. All those breweries produce outstanding world-class beers. But this is a lower ABV version of a stout, something kind of sessionable, with only 5.6%. You could drink a couple of these and not be too inebriated. Not like you're drinking an 8, 9, 10, or 11 or bigger beer. So hopefully it's going to be tasty. I am a big fan of Treehouse. Can't get their beers here. These breweries, people stand in line to get their beers, guys. So hopefully this is going to be a big treat. We're getting ready to find out. So let's jump over to Untapped. And they say the same thing that I just read off the can. And they have it at 28 IBUs. Very unusual for them to produce that number. 5.6% and tell us IBUs. Usually Treehouse and Trillium and a lot of those other breweries don't tell us that, especially on their IPAs and double IPAs. So that's probably coming right off their site if they're producing. I don't know where that number is coming from, but a lot of times it's not available. So other than that, it is time. So let's do it. Let's get this thing opened up and get it into the glass. Final beer of the evening for me, and see what we have. Very dark coming out of the can here, guys. I'm going to go right down the center here. Hopefully we'll produce a little bit of a head. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, a little bit of a head. How about a lot of a head? About a finger head on that pour. Very dark in the glass. Pitch black, guys. Very brown khaki colored head on that pour. Good looking beer, really is. To the nose we go. Ooh. Rich roasted malt, hints of caramel toffee, black molasses, a little bit of coffee, some bittersweet chocolate, cocoa. Smells awesome. A lot of aromas and flavors for a 5.6% beer, guys. Very, very nice. And I'm definitely getting the coffee notes. I'm not seeing that. It is a milk stout, sweet stout. They've used lactose in the brewing, which gives it a nice sweetness on the aroma and taste. But I am getting coffee. Smells pretty good. Smells absolutely delicious. Let's find out. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Christian, Sean, and Sarah. Thank you all. A little on the thin side, but you got to expect that when you get a 5.6% instead of a 8 or a 9 or a 10 or bigger beer. Those heavier beers or more alcohol beers have a little creamier, thicker mouthfeel to me, and I can usually taste that. If I was doing a blind taste test and then you give me a 5.6 and then you give me an 8 or a 9%, I can taste the difference in the body of that beer based on the amount of malt they've used and the ABV that the beer has. But it doesn't say anything about coffee, and I am getting coffee on this beer, guys. Very nice, very pleasant. And for something that was canned in March, and here we are in August, the coffee has, I can imagine how tasty the coffee would have been in March or April when this was canned. Very nice, very pleasant. A great final beer of the evening, even though it is a 5.6%, which I do not buy beers in that ABV range. But back in pour, I don't see how it could possibly change the appearance in it because it's pitch black. So how's it going to change that appearance? But there may be some goodies in the bottom of the can there. We want to get all of it in there. We don't want to waste any of it. And once again, thanks to Christian, his dad Sean, and Christian's wife Sarah for the wonderful beers they sent me. This is the last one out of that beer mail package, and I do appreciate it. That's the first time he sent me beers, and he sent me some awesome beers. Very tasty. So Christian, thanks again, my beer brother. I do appreciate it, sir. You have excellent taste in beers. Yeah, the ones you sent me have been real tasty, and I enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sir. So let me sip on this one, guys. It's right out of the fridge. You let it come up to room temperature. Go down on deck for a little bit and sip on it, and we'll come back and give it a grade. All right, guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. Not much lacing of stuff on the glass. A good transitional beer, if you will. It's not the big double imperial version. I think the mouthfeel is a little thin, a little weak, but it is only a 5.6%er. A good transitional beer to get you into something in a dark beer that's not going to blow your palate out of your mouth or make you inebriated from drinking one beer. I think, to me, this is just my opinion though, guys, it's a good transitional beer. I'm looking for a little heavier mouthfeel, a little creamier body, more ABV in my my stouts than this one is providing. So it is what it is. If I'd had this 10 years ago, I would probably been super impressed with it. But right now, it is very, very tasty. It is an impressive beer, but I've had better. So good transitional beer. That's where I'm going to put this, especially being at a 5.6%. A lot of aroma and taste on this beer. Still getting a lot of coffee notes. Very nice beer. Bottle show. To me, being a seasoned craft beer drinker, reviewer, it's a little thin, a little watery to me, but still well made. A lot of notes going along with it, with the coffee and a roasted malt, a little bit of toffee and caramel and black molasses. Not a lot of dark fruit notes, but the cocoa and the bittersweet chocolate is there, and the coffee is there. So, A- for me, guys. I'm gonna give it 93. That's where I'm gonna put this one. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 94. We're pretty close there. They say it's an outstanding beer, and I wouldn't argue with that. And if you say it's a 9 or a 10 beer, I wouldn't argue with that either. But this, in a 5.6%, this is not something that I would pick up for myself, being that low ABV. But if you're looking for something very transitional or low ABV, almost to the session grade, where you could have 1 or 2 of these and not be too inebriated and go back to doing what you were doing, this is an excellent candidate for that. So it is what it is, guys. Let's jump over to Untapped, and they have it in 4.15, which is in their A- scale. So it's pretty unanimous. It's an A- beer. Very tasty. A lot of quality ingredients made in producing this. So if you want to get into something in a dark beer, this would be a great one to try, especially with the ABV being only 5.6%. So with that being said, I'm glad I got to try it. And thanks to Christian and Sean and Sarah for sending me all the beers that they did. Very tasty, very, very tasty beers. So if you had the 2019 edition, That's What She Said from Treehouse Brewing, let me know what you think. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.